Welcome, and this is the Grassroots Education and Entertainment Network, your number one source of information, education, and entertainment. For honest, responsible, and dependable information, we stand supreme. To stay focused, inspired, and relaxed, choose green. Ekabo, and welcome everyone to the traditional Herbal Health Show. And let me open by offering this Iba. Ope Nifun Olorun, Iba Olodumare, Oba Ajiki, Mojiloni, Morogun Meriaye, Iba Ila Orun, Iba Iwo Orun, Iba Ariwa, Iba Gusu, Iba Oba Igbalie, Iba Orun Oke, Iba Baba, Iba Yeye, Iba Atiwo Orun, Iba She Igungun Kiki Igungun, Iba She Ori, Ori Ino, Ipori Atiwo Orun. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. All right. For today's show, the regular host would not be on with us. So I was trying to figure out to keep the theme for this series, right? And I had to decide whether to discuss hydration or constipation, which has been a very common issue for many people. However, what I decided to discuss, I didn't choose any of those two. What I decided to discuss is drinking liquids with meals and the three major problems associated with doing such. The reason I chose that particular topic of drinking liquid with meals is because this is a very commonly practiced thing among many persons in the region. However, it is something that is advised against for several reasons, most of which I would read here, right? I'm going to read from a book that is called Internal Cleansing is an Old Movement by Lee Dubele. All right. The section of the book that I'm going to read is speaking on drinking liquids with meals and the problems that is created from such a practice. All right. Generally, the correct thing to do is to chew your food properly and to refrain from drinking while eating. All right. That is what is the best practice for when you are consuming your meals. This aids in the digestive process. All right. So I am now going to read. When I first tell people that, they say, wait a minute, Lee, I can't eat a meal without drinking a big glass of milk or at least a big glass of juice or a soda pop or something like that. They think they'll choke on the food. Indeed, they might, until they learn how to eat properly. The first problem is that it prevents you from chewing the food as much as you should. That's why most people drink with their meals. They slap food in their mouths, chew it 2 or 3 times, and then want to swallow it right away. So they take a big swig of water or milk or something else to get it down. It is much better to eliminate the liquids and then chew the food until it is so liquid that it would swallow like water. That way, you know you've chewed it enough and you have enough saliva in it. If it's a carbohydrate, you will probably have enough ptyalin in it, and then it's ready for the next step of digestion in the stomach. The second problem is that liquids tend to dilute the digestive juices in the stomach. When those juices are diluted, they are not strong enough to break food down properly. The third problem relates to the pyloric muscles that separate the steps of digestion between the stomach and small intestines. When those juices, sorry, when foods have been broken down to pure liquids, that's a signal to the pyloric muscle to let some of the food out because it's completed that step of digestion. But when you drink liquids with the meal, it can trick the muscles and it can trick your stomach. The muscle thinks it's time to release some of the food. As a result, the liquid would leave the stomach because this liquid now has a high percentage of digestive enzymes in it. The enzymes leave the stomach with the liquid. What remains in the stomach is the solid, undigested food without the full complements of enzymes. This undigested solid food can create problems. To test these three problems, try eating without drinking liquids for a few times and then try to drink with your meal again. You won't believe the difference in the way you will bloat when drinking with your meals and the way you don't bloat when you don't drink liquids with them. Liquids should never be taken closer than 15 minutes before eating or for approximately 2 hours after eating. If your digestion time is slow and you're using cleansing herbs, you might drink them 30 to 45 minutes before eating. That will give your slow digestion plenty of time to work before you consume any food. Sometimes people ask if water is okay because I am always preaching about making sure you get plenty of water. So they think, well, plain water must be okay with meals. However, water is a liquid also. It has the same effect as far as diluting the enzymes and leaving the stomach before the food is properly digested. All right. So this basically is an essential lesson that one needs to know as far as drinking any liquid at all together with meals. All right. The first thing is when you use the liquid, in summary, the liquid does not allow you to chew your food properly. The second problem is that the liquid dilutes the digestive juices in the stomach, which does not allow it to function as efficiently as it should. And the third problem is that when you ingest the liquid, it deceives both the pyloric muscle, the stomach, and the small intestines. All right, giving them the impression that the food is ready to digest, when in fact, it's the liquid that you took together with the food that has hit these places and starts a process that it is actually not prepared to start. All right. So, this is basically a very, very important tip that we must consider because we want to chew our food properly till it becomes a liquid so that it can easily be absorbed. We also want, while we are chewing, to mix the digestive juices properly with the actual food that is being consumed. All right. Now, one way to tell if a meal was good or bad for you is whether or not it makes you thirsty. If it does, it was bad for you. All right. So now I'm reading from the book. Let's review the digestive process so far. We chew our food well in the mouth. It goes down the esophagus into the stomach. Here, the food is broken down to liquid form. Remember, only the stomach has the protective mucus lining against hydrochloric acid. If the food is full of hydrochloric acid, it's only reasonable that something is going to have to happen to that food as it leaves the stomach to go into the duodenum. And something does happen. A big change comes about here. All right? So, my friends, viewers, remember, do not drink while you eat. If you have to drink, do so 15 minutes before the meal or 2 hours after the meal. All right, and that concludes today's nutritional tip. And I would now provide information about where the streams could be viewed. And I could also provide some information at this stage concerning virtual classes and other programs on this network. All right, there is the African Indigenous Tradition Community who hosts classes every Tuesday at 5 p.m. at the Barataria Community Center. This center is opposite the recreation ground on 6th Avenue. All right. Beside these classes, there is several streams that comes on a Sunday at 5 p.m. is this show, the traditional Herbal Health Show. On a Wednesday, there is the Ifa Show. On a Friday, there is the Ifa Orisa Community Discussion Show. All right. We also offer virtual classes in astrology every Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. And we also have virtual etymology classes on a Friday at 5 p.m. All right. None of these classes are currently going on. All right. I would now provide a little bit of information about the Green Network. The Green Network is not a commercially sponsored network. All right. All of our shows are done voluntarily by the various hosts. All right. We do not have commercial sponsors, hence we can discuss practically anything that is of interest to you viewers of the stream. This is why we will encourage you whenever you have any questions or comments to feel free to put it in the comment section where we would attempt to provide answers for you as soon as we can. All right. These streams can be viewed on Facebook on the Ifa Orisa Institute of Sacred and Divine Science. It could also be viewed on the Traditional Herbal Health Network International, on the Ifa Orisa Tradition Discussion Group, on the Ifa Orisa Community Congress page, on the African Indigenous Tradition Community page, on the Grassroots Education and Entertainment Network, on the Orisa Baptist Small and Medium Business Alliance, on the Ifa Orisa Tradition Discussion, or the Ifa Orisa, Tradition Teaching Group of Trinidad and Tobago, as well as on the Ifa Bemero, home of Ifa Orisa Tradition, and on the Orisa Baptist Teaching Moments Facebook page. For persons who want to view these streams on YouTube, it can be viewed on the Ifa Bemero, home of Ifa Orisa Tradition. All right, so with that, I would like to encourage all the stream viewers to like, subscribe, as well as to share the videos. At the end of each video, other videos come up. We would encourage you to view those also. And with that, I would like to say Odabo and see you next Sunday. Thank you, user, for the words of encouragement, and we most definitely will try to keep up the work that we do. And as always, may Oludumare and the ancestors be pleased with the work that we do. All right? Odabo and bye for now.